Lovelies, and welcome back. And let us take a moment to welcome in this new year. Let's welcome in some positive energy because that's important. And let's start on a good note. Let's start on first things first, addressing the elephant in the room. How you guys have not had an upload or a blog post from me since I think it was September 2020. I haven't been present online purely for the fact that you can't pour from an empty cup, and I was not ready to give people advice on practicing proper self-care and activating proper self-love when I myself was not practicing it. I don't feel authentic in that case, and therefore I took a step back and decided to work on my things first. I have my notes here, if you're wondering what I'm looking at. I did not feel authentic telling people this is how you practice self-care, this is where you find different versions of it, how you do it, how you shut up the demons inside your head or make friends with them prior to doing it myself, and I wasn't doing it at that point. I wasn't able to physically do it myself, therefore I didn't feel right telling somebody else to do it. That being said, at this current moment I found myself in a balance where I am currently actively taking better self-care of myself. That sounds so wrong when I say it like that. As well as practicing actively speaking nicely to myself and taking better care of certain things. Lilith, my cat is busy trying to climb onto my tripod. This is hilarious. And she's done it. Hi, Lily, can I stop you? Okay. So we have a new addition to the self-care army. This is Lily. She is a black kitten. She's about okay. Hey, come to mom. Doesn't like being held for very long. Alright, she has told me to back off. That's great, I can do that. So, to get back to what I was talking about a moment ago, I am not practicing enough self-care to properly believe in myself again and to adequately give others the advice that I so readily follow myself. And with that being said, I think I'm going to announce two of the big moves I'm going to be making this year. The rest I will tell you as things develop because everything is currently still in the works and I don't like jinxing things. I recently did this Mel Robbins course. I think it's the Simple Steps to an Incredible Year. A friend of mine sent it to me and it's free. I will link it down below. It is something that everybody should do, and I fully believe in the steps that she takes where you don't put your goals out there, you just put your dreams out there, and the dream is to sort of help others activate their self-care at enormous levels, and the goals to make that dream happen are currently in works. Step number 1 would be launching the podcast. I already have 3 episodes sort of ready. I need to record 2, but I've got them written down. The first one is ready, which would be the teaser, which is the beginnings. That will be launching soon. I'm just sort of talking to people at the moment. And then the second one is that the blog will be up and running again with self-care worksheets that I have spent some time working on. I have taken this time to sort of reevaluate what I see as self-care and what I see other people activating as self-care, which is a big deal for me because self-care is not a one-size-fits-all, and that is really important for people to remember. And therefore, this is something that I feel is really important, and these are activities that I found worked for me through therapy and through repetition, things I used to go fall back on whenever I fell out of place and sort of went into chaos. And then there's the reminder that sometimes it's not always going to be comfortable, and people need to remember that. And that is sort of where I currently am. Things are not comfortable. I'm not within my comfort zone at the moment, and I'm loving it. I'm loving, relishing, and sort of hating it at the same time, and that is very, very important for me. And yeah, so the next video will actually be on my Patreon. That will be linked down below for those of you who are interested. That is a more in-depth idea of the psychology of self-care, not necessarily the full psychological aspects of it, but there's more detail in that. And then there will be a video after that on the YouTube channel, which will be here, those of you who are here. I have redone my Patreon completely, so the subscription prices are completely different to what they're basically set to when you start a Patreon, because I do believe in giving people what is valuable, and this is 5 years in the works. It's 2021, 6 years in the works, and I want people to get value for what they're paying for when they do this. The free videos, which will be on YouTube and be available through the link on my Instagram and Linktree, which will also be linked down below if you're interested, and then the blog and then the website later on in the year, will all be available here. They will first be available here and then everywhere else. And that is the vision for this year, and I'm hoping that the self-care army can sort of grow together and glow together and make the best of the 2021 space that we're in. We are still at home. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. However, we have noticed that slowing down is good for us, and slowing down to the point where we can take care of ourselves is important. So, for myself and Lilith, the little kitten that you saw earlier today, I want to wish you all the best, and I look forward to sharing your self-care journey with you, as I have before, but this time in more detail and in more depth. And with all the love in the world, I wish you the best 2021 possible, and I choose you a coffee or a drink if you've got one. In South Africa we currently can't drink, so, or a cool drink, or whatever it is you're drinking at this moment in time, wherever you are in this world. So I just want to wish everyone a good self-care journey, because that's important, and to remember that every step counts, even if it feels small. So the next promise that I can make is within the next week there will be a blog post up with the first self-care worksheet. I think the first one that I have scheduled is an emotional one. If not, it is a mental one. It's one of the two. I can't exactly remember what I scheduled, because I scheduled it in December, not in January. So I will have to go back and just make sure of that. If you're watching this past the, what is today's date? Today's the 15th. If you're watching this past the 15th, then the 18th is when the blog post goes live. Then the link will be down below. Otherwise, you can find the link in my Linktree on Instagram, Coffee Time Notes, which will also be available on the Facebook page and the Twitter for Coffee Time Notes. The name is changing. I cannot tell you to what just yet, because it is not 100% certain that I can use it, but we are doing all the marketing already, so I'm hoping that it works. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this absolutely useless video and with absolutely no tips in it. I promise that the rest of them will actually be useful and helpful and make things easier for you as people out in the world today, and I look forward to sharing that process with you. Alright, lovelies, I'm going to love and leave you here. This is 10 minutes that has wasted your time. I'm so sorry, but it is an update, and it is important that you guys know what you're going to be getting from me this year. Bye!